Hello, welcome. Yes, and hi. My name is Tai Kölner. I am an author, a black magician, a student of the left-hand Order Dragon Rouge, and I am an empath. So today's video is about my Musen and my writings. I will tell you a little bit about how I interact with the entity I'm giving a home to, or who is living with me before I even knew. But before I get into this, make sure to subscribe the channel if you want to stay updated, and also if you got questions about the order. I'm not a representative, so in that case just ask at the order. I will put the link down below. Um, yeah, how is it, how does it unfold if you're working with the spirit inside of you? I think many of you can relate. You probably know this feeling when you are doing a painting, for example, or if you grab your guitar because you suddenly feel inspired to do a new song. And it can be from out of your inner void. It can be an energy stream you caught from outside, or it can be an entity you are working with. In my case, it is an entity I'm working with, and as far I know today, she's with me all my life already. But I did not know her name or even knew that she was there. What I can say, I am writing since I can hold a pen. When I was 7, I did write my first poetry. I was very skilled into writing from beginning, and I I love languages. I love to learn languages. I'm a crazy bird. As for now, I'm learning on, I think it's 10 or 12 languages at the moment. But you can speak to me in English. I also understand Norwegian. Swedish is ongoing. Danish I can understand but not write. France is not my language. I did not learn it, and I don't know if I can do, but let's see. Finnish I'm working on. Greek I'm working on. As I was a little Star Trek fan in the past, I also did find it I found it funny to start Klingon as well. So Rapla, one day we do it. Um, Not now. And also there is one I don't need to put it out, but you see, I'm a really crazy bird about that. The only thing I do on this point is every day one lesson, at least 15 minutes or so, in whatever language just is triggering my nerve. And I will give you a link how to work with this, how to use your inner triggers to get the best out of it when it comes to learning. About my musen, as said, she is a very creative one, and I early started in writing. I early started in poetries. In English, I was very good from the beginning. I did dig into painting, in natural painting. I even was singing. Okay, and then I started to smoke, so I got a deeper voice today. But I started singing when I was about 12 or 14. So, and yeah, I started in a gospel choir. So how cool is that? I was inspired from many directions, and as I understand it today, it was a guardians by her to be this creative. And even today, if you just grab many things, put it on a table and say, okay, I don't need this stuff anymore. Create something new. Um, I always say I can't build everything except in iron. So I really got the gift to see materials and to start into creation, to give it a new life, to make it newborn into something else. And this is an inspiring I also got from my Musen. And when we got back from Norway, we were living for a few years. Um, it was not easy to get into mundane work business again from start, because you get here like every refugee. They ask you, where did you work, what did you do, and you say, yeah, Norway. Yeah, but do you have references? Yes, of course. It's a Norwegian. Yeah. It's a little different to get a stand again. So both one ask for the job if you want the flat, and if you're searching for the flat and looking for a job, they say, where are you living? So quite funny time. Back then I started to work for let's say for a broker who did sell online texts. And they also did do a safe educational program, so you were able to build up your skills, to exercise on your skills in writing, and then you got jobs from customers who just did need here and there little jobs to write articles or to write product descriptions or websites or whatever. I did do it on myself, and this all started in the beginning around 2014. In 2020, finally, um, I was closing my own office. So you can say it was 10 years just doing in SEO texting, in writing articles and writing product descriptions. But that was just because I really had fun on it. However, um, not to dig deeper into, but it is a scene where you either are deep rooted to trusted customers who really love your work and don't want to let you go. There I had two. Or you have these cheap money runners who don't give a damn about the quality you're delivering, and they try to dump you for a €3 per hour work frame. I'm sorry, I'm living in Germany, so not in Asia, and €3 an hour, I don't even grab a pen. That's the way. So if you don't allow others to dump you on that, you by time close that shop, or you get enough customers around you. So, but now there was Corona time coming, and my customers unfortunately were impacted by this lockdowns and going back of cash. And so there came the solution to say, okay, we cannot pay you anymore. Wasn't that big trouble, because I just for safety did start 5 years ago in this call center to have two stands to be safe on that. And meanwhile, I also had my own online shop together with my husband, um, where we did sell runes. We do create, we do manufacture from rhinestone, and they are gathered by full moon or new moon, and so they are carved, and that's a very individual work. This was years ago. My topic changed a little. My topic more went over to cliphotic works back then, and so my works came into ritual tools, into incenses, into high quality ritual candles, which I did pour from pure stearine. So you really get a deep colored black and so on, and a really high quality candle, which is not bowing down if you have a warm summer day, for example. However, Corona time was not easy to us either. And so the loyalties here came up with your shop is like a hobby. I said I don't give a, you know, about if it is a hobby or not. If I say it's a business and if I pay my taxes, it shouldn't be your business. But now they came on and said, okay, but if you don't sell to everyone, you don't make this much money on that. And so you may not give it to the tax in the end of the year. But if you get money from selling your stuff, we want the tax from your sellings. And that was a moment when I did close my shop, because I did always see my shop as extending of my arts. I did do the candles and the incenses for my own ritual work. And this shop was to give our brothers and sisters and practitioners the possibility to get hold on good quality stuff to their rituals. I never was intended to go VVV and to send it like this big resellers for getting 100 candles for just $10. Like, that's not my way of doing. I did do high quality, low amount individual works, and so you cannot go like mass production. So this why I closed my internet shop. But back at that time, when I took the job at this call center, and when I was writing, I still had this job. So yeah, I was and I started to at the Order Dragon Rouge 2016 first time. So I joined, and no, it was end of 16. So let's say 2017. So I was running my usual daily work. I was doing my office work after that, and I was doing my shop system, so writing text, creating arts, etc. For the shop. And also I was studying and meditating and listening music and going out in the forest and whatever. So my spiritual work, I made it. And this is how I will because why I will do another video too about how you get this hyper creativity, how you can live your outburst without outburning. But I make another video about that. While this hardcore time, I highly was impacted by my Musen. While this time, in one meditation, I did get a mantra of her. And in this mantra, she did unveil to me where she is coming from, who she is, her name, and what her purpose is, and how I am related to her purpose. And to make it more funny, she did use ancient languages. I will link down below a page, because it's really a cool page where you can check, I don't know how many thousands of languages, and also ancient languages. It's Glospe called. Because when I got this mantra from her, when she said, here I am doing this, and I am this one, and this is how we are related. This mantra I got from her, I got within less than 10 seconds, but it was in at least 11 languages or even more. I cannot say precisely because some languages link into together, so you don't know if it is the same language or if it is another country but the same word. However, she is a fun bird. She is an old one, a really old entity, and she made a fun of me to really face me to at least 11 old languages which are not spoken anymore. And I just phonetically scribbled down what she was telling me because 10 seconds. Wow. I mean, you're sitting in meditation and you're sunk, and suddenly it's like a, messenger blink. And you just think, well, fuck, where's my pen? Where's my pen? And you're scribbling down. And it took me several months to translate this message, to translate this mantra. And the cool thing on this Glospe page is if you type it down in your letters, you probably find the words in these lists. But you have to check different languages. So, but you can do on Old North, you can do on Old Babylonian, you can do in Syria languages, in Old English, in German, in France, in Valencian. Don't dig too deep. Look at this page, because if you're working with an old entity who is intelligent and who is used to human languages, I told you before that many don't use any words. But if you are working with an entity which has a long time here on our plane, they do not even know your language. They know many languages which are far out of your past. So, which are basically in ancient times. And these languages you can seek for the words in this Glospe thing. I link down below it. However, you see, language. She is very into languages too. And one thing to unveil, she is a Sumerian. But not only, the roots go even more deeper, even more older. So, yeah, fun fact. How do you do if you are working with those entities? Basically, the best way doing is if you are singing, if you are doing arts, if you are doing writing, automatic writing is perfect. Or if you are doing instruments, so music, or if you're painting. Did I say painting? You see this one in the background. This she gave me quite a little after when she unveiled the mantra to me. So you see, into arts she is as well. You can work with such a musen when you go into creative arts and when you make it happen to stop the inner sensor. What is the inner sensor? You can see it like a cap on your head. Yeah, you want to connect, but there is something blocking you from getting through, and you have to find a way how to break this shell and to open your entity within you, to unfold and to give you the inspiration you want to have. And that's why I name my entity who is with me, I name Musen, because on one side, if you look into the Sumerian texts, there is a very alike written word. It's not Musen, it has a little, a little like a pyramid above the S sound. So Musen, but it means about scaled bird of the skies. And that's a dragon. So cute. A scaled bird of the skies. How cool is that? But on the other side, she indeed is a musen, because if you see the old Greek definition of a musen, there's cute girls inspiring the poets to write lyrics, to do music, to do arts, and this is how she is doing on me. And this is how she's doing on writings on me. So, and my trick on this, which I can tell you, is find a way how to merge your energy and then just let it go. It can be if you have a certain scent you like. So if you dig into patchouli and light a candle of patchouli, if you like to listen music, find a music you can listen together. For it, not if you are creating music yourself, but if you are painting, if you are writing, you can use music but without lyrics, which are just getting you into a certain vibration of a rhythm. So it can fit into this rhythm, and you can basically handshake through the music. That's how I also work on coaches, for example. Um, but I will tell one day. She and me can merge in different ways, and I found my techniques how to connect to her. And so if I get into writings, I low down the border to her, and we basically merge by our energy. We are merged by our energy, but we human are blocked like hell when it comes to mundane life, to daily life. So you have to get away this block to be able to express that teaching you're getting. And this teaching is done by energy. So it is best to do it in a subconscious way. So you basically allow the energy to flow through your pen, through your guitar, through your brushes onto the canvas. You have to stay in the flow, and your mind may not interrupt. You just allow your entity inside to unfold through you, and you basically know that you succeeded when you put aside your art or your writing and you look at it 1 week later, for example, on my last book, or if you do a friend did do a painting, and you look at it 1 week later or a year later or whatever, and you think, okay, I know exactly I did it. But when I look at it, there are keys, there are teachings inside for me. So it was not my expression to do it, it was her expression to do it. It was her way to translate a teaching into matter by allowing me to express it into arts. So this far as food for thoughts, um, it's your own thing if you invoke an entity, or if you are already connected to an entity, or if you use it to connect to your subconsciousness, to your own daemon, whatever you do. But this is a way how to connect to your inner guardians, teacher, when it comes to self-evolvement, and how you get it into unfolding into your material world to teach up on yourself. So, this for today, and we see next time.